What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mark coming back to you today with another video. And today I just want to talk to you about, as artists, man, sometimes we pull from places of pain and trauma and even in isolation. Even for myself, like early on, a lot of the poems that I wrote about were like relationship based in terms of me and some girl, right? And, I kind of had a moment, an opportunity to like just reflect over my life and just the things that have constantly kept me inspired in terms of creation, and how honestly a lot of that has been rooted in, a bit of my trauma, been in victimhood, a bit of malice, a bit of lust, a lot of, also being a believer, knowing that God uses imperfect people to, tell a story that may need to be heard, that can help and empower somebody else in their journey of life. And so for me, I think all through relationship issues in the past, and even how those relationships affected me, and now the struggle with my own relationship with self, and like again allowing, a lot of external forces to kind of dictate, kind of like my creative process, and kind of like also the place in which I move. Like, I think pain is one of the greatest motivators, where it can either help you to push you to where you need to be, or sometimes we see it destroy people as well. And so I've always turned kind of like my PTSD, my trauma in a sense, into art. And so I think in part that's why, Erykah Badu said I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my I'm saying I think we all are, because we are pulling from real, true, and honest, very dark places sometimes. And so it's not always easy to invite people in. It's not always easy to have those things judged. And so, when you are, giving the world your art, when you are creating from a place of pain, or when you are creating from a place of passion as well, like it's always, we live in a world of duality. And so knowing there's light and dark, good and bad, heaven and hell, up, down, there's duality to everything, light, dark. So all of it has purpose at the end of the day. And so even in the music, in which, think about some of your favorite songs and why they mean so much to you. So for me, growing up, Lenny Williams, 'cause I baby. I used to love listening to like those oldie goldie 70s, 80s music, my grandma would listen to. And so, those two, they wrote from a place of like pain and also passion, and, the songs that we love that are about love, really hit us in a certain way, because we can feel it. And, if you're a musician, that's the goal, is to have people to feel it at the end of the day. And so I don't want to get too far off topic, but, when you are creating from these places in your life, man, I just want to remind you that you are also releasing it as well. You don't have to hold yourself to the thought of, well, this is who I am. We start sometimes as artists, we start to build identities around the worlds that we are building as artists. So if all the music that you're putting out is dark, heavy, kill, whatever the case may be, then in part your life reflects that. But I think too, the other side of that too is like, artists are also able to tell other people's stories. Artists are also able to tap into other people's cultures and other people's ethnicities and other people and other things, because, we're all connected at the end of the day. And so, I think it's important to also challenge yourself in that as well. If you are known for something else, I try my best to challenge myself in my process of creation, because I think that expounds on who we are as artists, to allow us to continue to get better. I think as artists, we should continue to get better as individuals and as people first. And so even as we go through life, and even as we go through certain situations, those moments will show themselves in the art and the creation one day. But know that you don't have to resonate and live in those spaces, especially if they aren't empowering you in any positive way. They aren't expounding on you in any form or fashion. So be graceful with yourself. Give yourself grace in terms of the stuff that you are dealing with. Talk to who you need to talk to. Find help, find help, find help, find help. I mean, I never want to tell any fellow creators and or artists to crash out behind their feelings and emotions. And so it's also a note to self, man. And so even when you're dealing with people that may not necessarily understand or recognize your vision and or who want to support that in any form of fashion, it is what it is. Continue to pick yourself up, continue to encourage and empower yourself in your journey, continue to be blessed, continue to love yourself first of all, love yourself first. And so everything else around you will reflect that. And so, wherever you at on your creative and artistic journey, I'm sending you love, I'm sending you power, I'm sending you strength. Continue to be honest, be open, be real, but also give yourself grace and keep challenging yourself. So those are the 3 points I want to get across today. And yeah, sending you love.